Testing 1, 2, Ethan.
Testing 1, 2.
Okay, we have a show, we have a ball game. On the most romantic of days, we welcome you to the Darebin Community Sports Stadium Valentine's Day edition of the Men's Series Futsal competition here in Victoria. Adam Palombi and Ethan Rigg on commentary this evening. Ethan, first and foremost, welcome to Valentine's Day.
Thank you, very happy Valentine's Day. Biggest bromance in the commentary box is ready to bring you this one tonight, and we've got three absolute belters.
Well, something along those lines of belters. Altona Lockhorns with the irrepressible, irrefutable, arguably best team in the country, that of the Fitzroy Tigers, their men's side, locking horns with a rejuvenated Altona very shortly. Western take on Hume as our middle part contest of the evening. And to round out the show, it's FC Carlton Hart up against Pascoe Vale. Morns having the bye. Nick Parthamos might have a bit to say. He's still nursing his meniscus reconstruction, although his side to come up in the second bout. Quick predictions for tonight, Ethan, especially in this one that's about to unfold.
I think Fitzroy, they looked really, really good in their first game against Hume. The bye can sometimes play tricks on you, but I don't think they need to worry about that tonight. I think Fitzroy should get home comfortably. What do you reckon?
Well, not for the sake of being romantic, but I don't really foresee an upset this evening for the Knights. No Nick Ognadiadis in attendance, nor is Barad Bezadpour. He is serving his one-game suspension, having been sent off last week. Gabriel Zabas and Jimmy Soufis all in position. A rather equipped Fitzroy Tiger bench. A lot of youngsters involved in it, of course. Cosy Russo, Scott Rogan, Harry Robotis and Seb Wickett take to court with Lachlan Maliaros as the goalkeeper. Oscar Bryant, Hamza Swade, Sakabal Jaron, $1 Million Maximilian Cruz, and Ben Shu on the bench. For those in pink, as for those in white, it's Jaramillo in goal. Yanni Pira, Seb Locke, Thomas Natoli, and Nick Ormond currently on court with Sinan Gulak, Thomas Latini, and Frano the Forcefield Saric with a playing jersey on this evening. He'll be on court as a player. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it unfolds for them as this one is underway. Ethan, I'll ask you once more, just about being Valentine's Day, of course. It's how'd you manage to get out of the, well, duties of being with the missus tonight?
I popped by and saw her earlier for a little bit, and look, we had a chat last week, and I said that I've got work to do. Did you get any time with your girlfriend today?
Well, she understands that in life there's things in which have priorities. Not that she's not one of them, of course, but for those 22 people watching at the moment, and for us included, Ethan, where else would you want to be on a Friday night? As for my partner today, I know we spent quite the couple days together, so here we are, locked in. Yanni Pira's low-driven cross, and now Ormond wasn't able to get there. Scott Rogan thought about going on a journey. Thomas Natoli, the captain, took charge and ran out of court.
I like the start from Altona, Adam. They're not afraid to go at Fitzroy early. You see there, Scott Rogan was kind of forced down into a cul-de-sac of Altona shirts. It's good the way that they've boxed out to begin this one.
Seb Wickett kept going. He had the beating of Yanni Pira in that tight space, although not the beating of Jaramillo. Altona looking to bounce back after last week's defeat, have the point in which they earned against Western United in their first clash of the calendar year. The Tigers fresh from the bye. They put 4 past Hume in their maiden game. What can really transcribe here tonight is Scott Rogan thought about it first time, chops inside nicely, finds Russo. They're picking their moment, and upon the initial save by Joe Miller, it was Cosy Russo who fired again. Early warning signs from that duo.
And they straight away go high as well, do Fitzroy, and you can see there, Cosy Russo, the highest of them, leading that press, gets the ball back from Rogan, and it's panic stations already for Altona. You can see they don't want to sit that deep early on. They don't want to be forced to be sat in a lower block, and Jaramillo wore one but made a very, very important save.
He won't be short of less action tonight, the man in possession at the moment. He'll have a fair bit to do. Yanipura, nice first touch. He'll reside back with Natoli. David Sarich on the touchline, just calling for a bit of poise, a bit of calculation. As Locke, we utilise Natoli. Ormond a bit deeper. Locke for Yanipura, nice and shallow in this defensive third. Trying to skip around Cosi Russo. The sniper takes charge as time. Cosi Russo went to square it instead. It felt as if he might have gone solo, and that could have been the idea, which would have worked as Locke goes very high and not handsomely for Nick Ormond.
Maybe too much composure from Altona in that passage. They did well to break that first wave of the Fitzroy press, but by playing it around the back and sitting with three deeper, having one more drop in, they just invite that pressure and they invite the turnover from Fitzroy, especially somebody like Cosi Russo who was straight onto it.
Joe Miller's still busy. Involved yet again as it's a side ball for the Tigers. Early stages looking for an early goal. Beautiful pink strip they don as Robotis. He trademark area to be in for Harry Robotis, and it's only taken Fitzroy a matter of 2 minutes and 17 seconds to hit the board. They've done it nice and early. And it's Robotis upon the second attempt of his first chance, in which he fires right beyond the keeper, in for 1-0.
And it's been coming, despite from that bright early spell from Altona. Fitzroy immediately went high, immediately started having success in terms of winning the ball back. And Harry Robotis is a man in form. A double in their first game of the season. And he's so clinical on the rebound, sharpest to the second ball, and finished very well to the low of Jaramillo, who had no chance.
He's somewhat made a career, Robotis, of always being in the right spot at the right time. A real traditional, if you will, not to phrase the outdoor term, but a real poacher. I see, Ethan, you're rather receptive to that one.
It was poacher's finish. It really was. Got himself in the right place. A good bit of movement off the corner to get himself open and get the initial shot away. Good defending by Altona, getting bodies in the way, but the second ball just doesn't fall for them. And in the end, he really passes it into the net. It's a very controlled finish from the Fitzroy pivot.
Locke and Robotis coming together on that far left side of court. It's Yanipura in that same phone box with the magician of Yanni. Ultimately, it was Maliaros who got in front of it now. Russo stepping inside. Brilliant save. It was almost hacked away by Jaramillo. It's rather central, the effort from Cosi Russo, although the keeper somewhat slapped it away, Ethan.
It's a strong palm from Jaramillo is what it is, and it's a great ball from Scott Rogan to find Cosi Russo. Got himself free. And it's a bit lackluster defensively. It looked like Altona just switched off and allowed that space. And if there's any man you can't give enough room, it is Cosi Russo.
Seb Wickett trying to really infiltrate out of a bit of, well, ill-advised possession from Yanipura right inside the penalty area. It hit the post. It was away from Jaramillo. As Locke will utilise the keeper. Natoli, first time for Ormond. Rogan takes charge. Lovely ball for Robotis. It's a trademark Fitzroy goal you're about to witness. And banging it goes from Cosi Russo. And they're 2 to the good. That is vintage Tigers.
It's like a knife through butter, to be perfectly honest with you. They win the ball back high again. Scott Rogan, such a good user of the ball. And Russo finds a yard at the back post. Altona a little bit panicked, especially when it comes to playing out from the back early on. It's twice they've tried to do it now, and it's twice that they've been punished when they've given the ball away.
Latini will try have some leeway in this one. It's been brought on for the Knights. What can he really prescribe to them at the minute? Effort will smack the makeshift wall following that side ball. Russo wanted Robotis. Locke intervenes nicely. Altona, no strangers to being in this predicament. It's their 3rd week running, Ethan, of trailing by 2 goals.
I don't think the manager will be happy with the way that they've started those games as well. It's almost like they take 5 minutes to get into every game so far this season. And you saw it last week against Pascoe Vale, and especially early tonight too. They've been punished every time. They do grow into the game, but they just have to cut out that habit of leaving so much unmarked space.
Lots of space for Robotis. He shoots it right at the keeper. Very close proximity upon taking the shot on. Was Fitzroy's number 18. He seems so composed when on the offense. Rogan, the loose man from the corner. His shot will hit Sinan Gulak. Rogan will orchestrate for Russo. Robotis looking towards the back post. Measured pass from Russo. Rogan tried to play that reverse ball for that cutback to try find Robotis' second of the occasion. And that somewhat, for now, just fizzles out the move.
It was inventive, though, and it was on. Run from Robotis to peel off and get that yard at the back post, but the ball was maybe just a little bit behind him, but it's the warning signs there for Altona. They boxed out well in that situation. They closed the space inside, but it allowed Harry Robotis to peel off and get a yard.
Have to use Natoli, but Natoli can't use anybody. Maliaros hasn't really had a test yet, must be said. Sakawala Joan into the mix. Tantalising young player, recipient of the Best Youth Player of 2024 Season 2 for Western United in that competition. Russo for Rogan, shoebox situation, Jaramillo unconventional, but will have possession. Not sure about that, Ethan, considering it's a bit of a risky move trying to trap the ball with your knee.
Whatever works.
Whatever works, exactly right. No goalkeeper, so can't really comment too much on it. Not a professional futsal goalkeeper, that's for sure. As speaking of goalkeepers, there's Franel Saric donning a on-field jersey. Nice provocative pass for Natoli. Gulak, this is rather interesting, Ethan. Seeing a goalkeeper play on court, of course, he does have that acumen. He does have a shot on him too, mind you. Let's see what he can conjure up. He's been on defensive duties early, and he'll have to defend the corner as an on-court player. We'll have to ask Peter Parthamos, who's nearest Ethan, the last time in which Franel Saric was an on-court player. Definitely the first time we've seen here at Darebin. As Russo controls nicely. Can they find their third Fitzroy? They're asking questions. Another corner.
Just on Franel Saric as well, you see it when he is in goal. He likes to get high and he likes to play outfield and contribute to the build-up. So it's no surprise to me, really, that he can give it a go outfield. That ball there into the channel was absolutely lovely, and he's played another great one here.
Wasn't a bad idea from Franel Saric to try and find Natoli. He's really measured the pass, although it might have just bounced away. Wanted that final touch as well. Jaron shifted direction into the traffic. He went nice and direct from Saka. So the move fizzles out. Gulak will try control. He utilises Latini. This is better from the Knights. Just for the minute, containing those in pink. And Latini earns a free kick.
This has been a lot better from Altona. They started slow once again, but they've got a foothold in the game now, and Franel Saric is a big part of that. You can see already he's looking to change the attitude in the approach and get them going forward. Two very, very good balls in behind this Fitzroy back line already, and it's changed the way they're able to play. They're looking to get higher up the pitch. There's just a more positive reaction now.
Maliaros organising those around him as Latini will strike it truly. It's a brilliant save. Left foot curling effort towards the top left corner from Thomas Latini. Tested Maliaros, who's there to respond as the man aforementioned from the corner had received possession. Smacked right into old Jaron. Nice effort from Latini.
It's a good effort from Latini, and it's well worked by Altona. Fitzroy didn't really switch off. They were alert to the danger, but Latini was able to get his shot away. And he was unlucky, I think.
Bit loose was Latini. He's had a fair bit of involvement early on. Well, that's going to ricochet off of Russo. Cosy Russo might have just murmured when running back to the bench. How is that not our ball? And Franel Saric with the quick response is saying, well, that's how it works. I hit it off here. as there is the force field. We'll utilise Gulak, Rogan. The standing challenge. Can the Knights draw one back? They've asked a couple of questions.
And Fitzroy can sense that maybe Altona, for the time being, are in the ascendancy, as that's a big let-off. But for that last couple of minutes, Altona have had a really good period in this game and have looked to create some chances. They've been the more positive. And the good thing about Fitzroy here is they've understood they've had to sit in. And now that they've got the ball back, this is their chance to spring again and add a third to the advantage. It's a really, really important goal, this next one.
Ben Chu on court. We'll get it back from Rogan. He will look for Waljaran, who's queuing up. Very young complexion about the Tigers as they continue to mount their dominance upon the competition. Waljaran takes a touch, a ball roll, fizzed across the face, a bit loose, not dealt with. Gulak was there trying to hack it away. $1 Million Max Cruz will receive possession. Waljaran on for the pass, lovely dummy for Rogan. He really had to wind up to try and make up for that heavy touch. So he confronts Yanni Pira. How quick is Scott Rogan? That's why they call him Flash, Ethan. You blink, you can't even picture him. You can't see him. He's gone before you even bloody think about it.
So sharp on his toes, and he's unlucky. It's a great dummy from Waljaran to play him in. And just I've noticed that Fitzroy have changed their shape when it comes to going forwards. Before they had two further up the field that would break wide. Now they've gone to sort of more of a diamond, just with the singular pivot instead of the double, and it allows them to get more control and to really stretch this Altona defence, and that's where they're having some more success now.
Yanni Piro tried to go around the world. He had to go through 2 shirts to have a sight on Maliaros. David Sarge thought that might have been a free kick, although nothing doing from Turv Atanasov. On this commentator's side is Cruz. Waljaran once more. Just over. 8 minutes played. Cruz for Waljaran. Lots of time for Saka. He wanted Chu at the back post. Jaron Miller's come a long way from home and he had to be certain. And the man in black was.
And it's a good save from Jaron Miller. It's a really important hand to not just prevent the initial effort, but he gets it out of danger. And then he has the courage to go on and make the clearance when all of the Altona players were back behind him. It's an excellent bit of goalkeeping, and he's continuing on from I would say, a pretty good showing he gave last week.
It's whether Altona can just keep things currently as they are on the scoreboard. Of course, their goal is to try and get on level terms. Haven't had exactly too much thrown at Maliaros, but they are keeping things rather defensively locked up. Of course, Joe Miller has been called upon a couple of times. Can Fitzroy find that illustrious 3rd goal? The next goal is so important to this one already. Cruz. Chu will utilise Rogan. Back to Cruz. Yanni Pira, heavy press. Maliaros was wanting it. Yanni Pira wasn't letting up on it. Some fine pressure displayed from the Knights.
That's excellent from Yanni Pira to really push Fitzroy back, and he causes the mistake from Cruz. It's not often he makes them. He's been so assured in possession, but Yanni Pira just that extra step forward, that extra pressure applied, and you can see quickly that Fitzroy became incredibly vulnerable there. He just needed somebody to go with him in order to square that ball back, and Altona might have had an avenue back into this game.
Cruz with wicket. 2 against 2 momentarily. The numbers all flood back for Altona. Chu back for wicket. Cruz, Seb wicket, had a genuine attempt with his left. Although it continued its rise upon it being dispatched. 2-0 the score. We're passing towards the final 10-minute mark of this opening half on this romantic evening, the Valentine's Night edition of SFV's men competition. And where else would you rather be?
Exactly, and so far it's been champagne stuff from Fitzroy. They've really treated all of you viewing to some top quality futsal at the moment. Altona just sitting in, trying to make them work for this third. Rogan has a shot that drives just wide. But the Knights started slowly, but maybe that armor is starting to shine. It's been well weathered in the early period of this first half. But you can sense now, Adam, that there's just a bit more confidence in this team.
Yeah, you can say so, definitely. They're currently executing a real staggered approach. They're keeping things rather locked up, although Natoli takes a stumble. Joe Miller comes off his line. And, well, the clearance was rushed, and for a split second we thought perhaps the interviewee camera might have copped some attention. Ball wasn't too far away from hitting it. The Knights have locked things up, although they haven't offered much offensively at the expense of keeping Fitzroy only 2 goals in front as Rogan will ask questions at the back post once more. Natoli wants to go around that of Chew and company on court. As play just fizzles out on that far side.
I don't really think Chew needed to do that then. Natoli was running into a dead end. He was met by pink shirts. The easiest thing in that situation would have just been to marshal him out of play and regain possession, allow Fitzroy to just get a bit more control in this game, because although Maliaros hasn't really been tested yet, Altona are starting to grow into it. They're gaining possession and they're creating more and more opportunities, whereas chances have become a bit more sporadic for the men in pink so far. It's been more reliant on that counter-attack when they win the ball back and on how quickly Altona can react.
Nathaniel Turner, couldn't see him on the bench. He was crowded behind the sea of shirts, but he's on court and he's here, which is great to see. The number 12 for Fitzroy. As he jostles to take the corner. Jaramillo making the save with his foot. Danger not averted yet as Russo came short, the back heel for wicket. Nicely done. Although his touch would just drift a little bit wayward. Locke couldn't keep things defensively sound, although Rogan's pass for Turner won't be found.
They're just starting to force it a little bit, and although that ball was on from Scott Rogan, he just puts too much on it, trying to play Turner in almost ahead of the game in a way, and it shows the frustration that's coming from this Fitzroy team without being able to break down Altona. Yes, they have a 2-goal advantage, but they know they really need another one, especially before the break, in order just to keep this stranglehold that they currently have on proceedings.
And bear in mind, Fitzroy currently on 4 fouls. That's gone completely under the radar. They, with all the time left in this half, of course, might just have to take that into consideration. Robotis for Russo. Very narrow the defensive approach from the Knights as Turner. Russo queuing up, trying to find angle to shoot. Joe Miller makes a block with his knees. Getting low, the tall goalkeeper.
And it's a good injection from Cozzy Russo. He's been the live wire for this Fitzroy side. So far in the first half, him and Rogan have been making it happen, but when they need that little bit of ingenuity to beat the man, that little bit of pace and that little bit of trickery, he's been the one that they've gone to. And once again, he wins a free kick, which isn't too popular with those to our left.
Looked rather sinister, the way he fell. Though it looked as if he might have stumbled on his shoelaces, but well, a foul nonetheless. It was, the way he fell was just unconventional, wasn't it, Ethan? It was almost in one motion, just bang.
There was definitely contact. Enough to go down. I don't know if Russo could have ridden it. He did look to trip on his shoelaces, but you can't deny that one's a bit stonewall.
The sniper wants to play it short. Wicket stepping, trying to really almost walk the ball in. Now Latini past Turner. He wanted Natoli. And well, Latini could have gone on his own there. Instead, he tried the unselfish. But the run never arrived on the overlap. Intriguing as Russo will attain possession. Next goal, vital for either side as Robotis. Short for Russo, will get it back. Seb Wicket. Back for Robotis, he can shoot. Joe Miller takes the sting out the equation and claims and rolls quickly for Natoli. Must be said though, Ethan, in terms of the ground conditions, looks a little bit sticky, the court. Players just getting a little bit slippery on there as Joe Miller will fist away.
It does look a bit sticky, but one man who's gliding is Cosy Russo. Got a good shot away again there. He just seems to be a step ahead as Fitzroy make it 3. That elusive third goal has finally come to those in pink. It's a brilliant finish, a quickly worked goal, and you'd have to say, Adam, it's been coming.
Seb Wickett with his first goal of the season. At the right place at the right time at the front post. And that has taken the wind out of the Knights' sails for now. You feel like the floodgates could start to open. They've been pried open by Fitzroy. They lead by 3-0. The mountain taller to climb for those in white.
And it's been coming again. Altona, they really, really need to not let themselves come under siege from Fitzroy now. They worked so hard for majority of this first half to keep it at 2, to try and find a way back into this game. That third goal can't kill the energy. They have to keep pushing, because otherwise this could become a rout before the break. Fitzroy
really strutting their stuff at the minute. Bryant stepping inside, thought about the shot. Nice and measured was the number 3, although it was blocked. Robotis will try it from downtown, and his effort, which was underground, hits a couple of shirts on its journey through.
And you can tell they've gained in confidence after that finish from Wickett. There just looks to be a lot more purpose now from Fitzroy. They sat in, they weathered the storm, and then they tried to get going whenever they could. They tried to get the ball moving quickly, tried to stretch the play. It almost looked like they went through the textbook and couldn't find an answer. And now, every other question Altona posed seems easy by the looks of it.
Robotis thought about it, takes it on. Joe Miller once more, palms away. Nick Ormond on defensive duties. Goes right towards Robotis. Bryant short from the corner. Russo will fizz it to nowhere. Latini asks a lot of Ormond. It spills a little bit following the Maliaros intervention. That could have gone anywhere, and it's gone in favour of those in pink. Now Bryant. Quite the young player he's moulding into as Russo takes a touch, although he couldn't get around Ormond. The man mountain of Nick Ormond.
That is a fabulous intervention from Maliaros. Read that situation perfectly, understood that the ball was going to the back post, and it's not a bad ball from Nick Ormond at all. It's just that Maliaros gets a foot out, and it's a really clever foot. Could easily have diverted it and helped it on its way to the back post, but he's able to stuff out any of the danger and give Fitzroy the chance to go up again and have another look at this Altona defence.
Bryant picks out Robotis. Well measured from the number 3 following the corner. Well, you might have heard it right from the camel's mouth, that of Thomas Natoli. Very original in their approach from the corner were the Tigers. And once more the Knights hadn't exactly understood the assignment. Although Jomo's been called as 5th man. Latini swing and a miss, although it stays in play. Rogan, lovely back heel for Robotis. He wants to wind up and go. Latini with a sliding challenge.
In fairness to Latini, Adam, he recovers that really, really well. It could have been so easy for Harry Robotis to continue and going down the line after a fabulous ball from Scott Rogan. Just a quick bit of footwork set them free and sprung the trap once again. And that's the problem with Altona when they get forward at the moment, that press. Fitzroy have just got too much quality. They're finding it incredibly easy to break that first line. And then all of a sudden they're through.
Western United starting to make their presence felt in the arena. Ready for another clash. Can they attain another 3 points? Their first win, of course, last week. Rather comprehensive fashion at the expense of FC Carlton Heart. Can they keep that form going? Hamza Swade on court, takes a stab at it. A toe punt effort, which Had Jaramillo flung into thin air once more.
And it's great work from Oscar Bryant to beat Pyrrha. Sat him down, which is not an easy thing to do. And he makes the right ball. He could easily have trailblazed and had a go at goal. But instead he keeps his head and he rolls it back. And it just allows Fitzroy a more open opportunity and to keep this sustained pressure on at the moment. They're not letting Altona out.
Swayed for Rogan. Rogan around Yanni Pyrrha. Nice slide challenge from the Magician, although Rogan initially a little bit gingerly from it. He seems to be, in fact, he is okay. Just the way he was sort of awkwardly stepping following that challenge. Looked a little bit, eyebrow raising, but the futsal route is okay.
He's a tough lad. Scott Rogan, he's a very, very tough lad. Been crucial to this side. He's really been the conductor of everything that they've done so far in this first half. He's not afraid to drop deep and get on the ball. He always acts as that really important outlet to recycle possession and keep things going for this side. He's so crucial to everything that they do, as that was not far away from Cosi Russo. Speculative effort.
And the rest on that from Cosi. Meanwhile, Yanni Pyrrha has time to measure. Maliaros has time to find the means necessary to keep the Magician at bay. The hearts of those both involved had stood still momentarily. That could have been something from nothing from the Knights, as they will get a corner.
And it's a great save initially and really good goalkeeping from Maliaros to close the angle. And then it's just cleverly worked from Altona from the ball in to get the shot away and to win a corner. And it shows you that even though they've conceded that third goal and Fitzroy are pressing for the fourth, when they do get that ball forward and they're able to sustain it, Altona, they're causing this team problems at the moment.
Inside the last 5 minutes of this opening half, the Knights still trying whatever they can really to crack open this deadlock in which they have offensively. They can't seem to find a goal at the minute. But they're not short on resilience. They want to keep at this task, and which seems rather improbable at the minute. Hume couldn't do it in the opening round. Can the Knights, as Natoli out of court for Ormond.
And they're just so well drilled. Fitzroy, you can see straight away when it comes to that defensive shape, when they realize they can't win the ball back high up, they go almost into a square, into a block at him, to prevent that area around the goal from a run just penetrating through and getting a shot away. They force Altona wide. And on so many occasions, the Knights have run out of room. As Cosi Russo lets fly again, Altona at the moment really vulnerable to the set piece. They're coming undone almost at every corner. And it is allowing a free opportunity for Fitzroy, and Jaramillo has responded well to most of them, but that one, Cosi Russo had an age.
He certainly did, and it has been a chink in the Knights' armour for the majority of this contest so far. The set pieces, especially from corners, have not been doing them much favours. Hamza Swade, of course, starting to hit strides in his career, formerly of United's youth academy. Nursed a couple of knee rehabilitations in his young career, finds himself at the Tigers and has possession now. Ball for Waljaran. An understanding between Waljaran and Swade. They combine possession. Rogan for Hamza Swade. Stings the palms of the keeper, and Waljaran will be there to ensure that Fitzroy find four.
And it's a lovely move. Hamza Swade at the heart of it does the right thing in recycling the ball and keeping that move going. They're unable to switch it to Scott Rogan, and Seblock's unlucky when it comes to clearing the ball, but Waljaran just keeps it alive. He stays with it. And we talked about Robotis with a poacher's finish earlier. That's one if ever you've seen one from Wild Jaren.
Now Seb Locke has an opportunity. He wants the back heel for Natoli. Kozi also wants to go off to the races. He gets around Sinan Gulak. He steps inside the sniper. His shot will be a little bit unkind, although it will falter. The move having Max Cruz and Wild Jaren have some involvement at the culmination of it. It's a bit messy, that passage, Ethan.
Fabulous, fabulous footwork from Kozi Russo to just split this team completely in half, to work his own space. It's amazing run. And then the ball finds its way out to Wild Jaren, who just doesn't quite get enough around it to bend it into that far post.
Wild Jaren, no look pass for Rogan. Gets it back, Saka, Wild Jaren. Gulak will step in the way for now. Ball for Cruz. Natural pass he receives. On his left, he'll fire with real intent, although it will go wide.
They're having a lot of joy down this left-hand side at the moment. On the commentary side are Fitzroy. And it's because Altona just keep leaving that space there. They keep leaving Seb Locke exposed 1v1. And it just completely and utterly opens up for the Tigers, and they're able to push themselves up the court. And it means they can either recycle the play or have a go there. That shot desperately unlucky and just wide. Jaramillo covered the angles well, but even he was beaten.
And we might just cross to a timeout break, considering Jimmy Soufis has issued a timeout for the Tigers. They lead by 4 goals. Can they find anything more at the dying embers of this opening half? We'll find out following this timeout break. Back underway, nearing the last 90 seconds of this opening half. Can the Tigers hit their 5th? Adam Plomby, Ethan Rigg on commentary this romantic Friday evening. And those in pink are currently having all their flowers. They lead by 4, and they're not exactly done with that extravagant feat yet.
They certainly aren't. They've been the much better side throughout this first half. Altona, to their credit, have had their looks. They've tried to spoil the party. But Fitzroy just have far too much quality when it comes to the break, especially from the set pieces. The Knights have looked very much exposed. And those in pink at the moment, they deserve all the flowers that they've been given. They've been fabulous.
Jaramillo will try to utilise his presence, trying to step up the goalkeeper, although Natoli remains their deepest lying player. While Jaren keeping Natoli honest. Gonna go around Rogan, captain, caught momentarily in a squeeze.
That's a nervy moment for Natoli. would have been in his mouth as well. Jaron bared down on him. He did well to get out of that situation, only to run into Scott Rogan. And that's how tight this Fitzroy defence has been in this first half.
Maliaros spilling the chili, although he kept things in Fitzroy's jurisdiction, and they go from one side of the court to the other in a matter of milliseconds. Rogan spearheaded the campaign out of their defensive third, and it was well Jaron at the back posts on cue to find his second and the Tigers' fifth. Very quick counter-attacking futsal on display from the five-time champions.
And it was like lightning from one end to the other, and it all starts with Maliaros. Again, really smart goalkeeping to keep that ball alive, and it allows Scott Rogan to get them going on the break. Well, Jarin breaks well to the back post, and it's a great ball to find him and to give him an open net for the easiest of finishes. High fives all around from those in Fitzroy pink.
It's only in a phone box. We'll try and get round while Jaron, although Maliaros hasn't exactly missed a step yet. Really enjoying the goalkeeping of Lockie Maliaros. Big shoes to fill, of course. Mazen Abdallah moving on to Pascoe Vale. And although at the National Championships, Aaron New had represented the Tigers, he ultimately remained at his parent club of Western United in SFV competition. So full onus now on new generation of Fitzroy goalkeepers, that spearheaded by, of course, Lockie Maliaros. Can't understate his performance against Moreland in F-League competition. It's one of the best goalkeeping performances we might have seen in recent F-League history, which of course Fitzroy had won as Rogan took charge right at the death of the first half. It concludes with Fitzroy 5 goals to the good against Altona. Can the Knights find anything in the second half? Only time itself will tell, as we will cross to our halftime break. The opening fixture of this Valentine's Day evening, with the scores currently 5-0 to the champions.
Welcome back to Darebin. Second half just moments away, and it was 5 stars from Fitzroy in the opening half of this one. What have Altona got? The Knights under siege for a lot of the opening 20 minutes. Ethan Rigg and Adam Palombi here on Valentine's Day. And so far, the men in pink, you would say, deserve their flowers. But can Altona spoil the party, Adam?
A very tall order for them to spoil the party. Although you might just see Joe Miller get more proactive off his line. They're not going to exactly lie down now, the Knights. The game could argue out of their reach, although they might not die wondering.
Certainly looks that way as that man, Harry Robotis, got things going for Fitzroy. Cosy Russo to Rogan. Can they find an early sixth? He hits Russo again. It's the controlled star trying to force Altona into that shape. It's Russo's hit, and Jaramillo gets a strong hand behind it. Now Frano Saric. And it must be said about Altona in that first half. They did have their looks, and they weren't without trying. It was just the quality when it came to finishing those chances, which was the real teller. Fitzroy dangerous on the set piece. And although the Knights sat in, they were broken apart late in the first half. A chink in the armour discovered by those in pink. And it led to a disastrous end for those in black and white before half-time. Can Natoli, who's been good in this first half, get them going again? Finds Frano Saric. Latini. No way past Rogan. Goes back to Saric. That was risky.
Oh, what a ball.
And finds Latini. And Natoli's shot forced a brilliant save from Maliaros at the expense of the second half's first corner.
What a ball from Frano Saric. It was risky, but nearly paid off.
Nearly came off as the corner finds Ormond. His hit. Desperately close. Maliaros was beaten. And the Knights have come out the traps in the second half flying. A real fighting spirit being shown. How does Fitzroy respond? Russo looking for options. Gives it to Rogan. Now Benchu has Rogan down the line, and Ormond got a foot in. Now Latini, can he go the other way? Can't get past Chu, who nearly runs into Rogan, who inevitably decides to go home to Harry Robotis. Finds Rogan again. No way past Latini. Looks long over the top for Nick Ormond, but Harry Robotis was alert to the danger.
I like the idea from Latini, trying to utilise the physical prowess of Nick Ormond with that looping over the top ball. Slightly more positive signs from the Knights.
And it's something they've utilised so far this season really well, that long ball into Nick Ormond. It's Jaramillo. Gave him a few last week. And he advances beyond halfway. Latini, Ormond, does it open up? Flashes his shot across the face, and nobody was at the back post to turn it in.
I think he was after Natoli. You can see, to try beat Maliaros for pace, he looked to really fire it across the face of goal, and on Natoli, I'm sure Nick Ormond was hoping to be there to bundle it home from close range. That's better from David Saric's side. They've come out this second half with a bit of intent.
Back post, Adam. And maybe give him a route back into this game. Substitution as Natoli makes way for Yanni Pira. And that shows the intent from Altona. Early in this second half, deficit as Saric. Face to face with Russo, there's no way by, and Rogan's able to recycle, and Fitzroy can come again. It's looking for Robotis, it was inventive, it comes out to Russo, has Rogan, finds him, and Robotis' run at the back post. He just went a little bit too early. Nearly was there on the spot for half a dozen. It's a fabulous ball to find him from Rogan, a good bit of hold-up play from Cosy Russo. And it's once they win that ball back, and that is this second half's first foul. Rogan finds Turner, who's just entered the court. Back to Scott Rogan. This ball, and it is half a dozen. And Nick Ormond is desperately unlucky to have turned into his own net.
Very unlucky from Ormond. He was trying to just cover Joe Miller, who had committed himself. And ultimately, it goes into the back of the net, 4-6. It was Turner who was involved right at the last knockings of it, but it won't be his goal. And Fitzroy are trying now to eclipse their biggest score of the season. They've done so by hitting more than 4. They've got 6 to boast, but how can they continue this narrative, this heavy goal-scoring game they're currently exhibiting? And
they're going for it is Robotis again. Altona were carved open by Scott Rogan, marauding through the middle of the court. He